Alright guys, this is Alan with a Guilds of Ravnica draft. Just recently right after our 7 wins with the M20 set, so let's go. Alright, pick one, pack one. What are we looking at here? Midnight Reaper is absolutely excellent. It is a card that trades for itself when it dies, and it makes it a nightmare for the opponent to attack into because the more stuff that they kill, the more cards you draw. The life lost usually isn't too relevant when you have this in the early game. Definitely better in Golgari, but I can see it being played in Dimir as well. Don't know if it's a good splash at all, but it's still a very excellent card. What other excellent cards do we have? We have Justice Strike, but that has 2 colors. That's only great in Boros. Wouldn't ever consider splashing it. Maybe if I had 0 removal in Selesnya or Izzet, I might consider doing it. There's also Deadweight, which is very excellent, but I wouldn't pick over Midnight Reaper. There's a lot of low toughness creatures due to Boros being the most dominant guild here in this limited format. Boros just completely dominates Guilds of Ravnica. It's probably the best guild, and Deadweight answers it really well. But there's also Direct Current, which is an excellent removal spell, which you can flash back. Great in Boros and Izzet. But here, the most powerful card is definitely the Midnight Reaper. This card can just get out of hand, and it's just going to be a pick one, pack one from here. Okay, followed up by Midnight Reaper. What do we have? Gruesome Menagerie is not that great of a card. It is decent if you can get a 1 cost, and a 2 cost, and a 3 cost into the graveyard. But again, it takes some work for that to happen. You need to trade off the creatures, get them killed, mill the top cards of your deck, and usually Golgari is not the strongest guild in this archetype. What else do we have? We have Thoughtbound Phantasm. This is an excellent card in Dimir. It does pigeonhole us in Dimir, but regardless, it is very powerful if you can get a huge load of Surveil synergies going. What else is in this pack? There's some excellent commons. Luminous Bonds is excellent. We can splash this in Golgari for the most part, or go into white Selesnya and splash the Midnight Reaper. Healer's Hawk, I would definitely not choose over Luminous Bonds, but it's just an excellent card in Boros. It's a decent card in Selesnya as well. Just helps you convoke out creatures. Command of Storms is a decent removal spell. 5 mana, instant speed, deal 5 damage. Nothing too special. Then there's Artful Takedown, which is an excellent removal spell as well. You can splash in Golgari. It goes well in Dimir. For the most part, you can also splash in Izzet. But looking at this pack, I guess I'm looking at these 4 cards here. If I'm deciding to go Golgari and keep our Midnight Reaper, I'm looking to play Luminous Bonds. But again, Golgari is the weakest guild. I can go Dimir and attempt to splash Command of Storm, but why not just pick up an Artful Takedown over it? So I guess I'm looking at 2 cards here, Thoughtbound Phantasm and Artful Takedown. If I end up in Golgari, the Thoughtbound Phantasm is pretty much doesn't do it's pretty much sideboarded out, I guess. While Artful Takedown fits in both of those guilds, it's much more of a safer pick in case we do end up in Golgari and we want to stick with black, so we don't want to splash too much. So again, against these 2, I mean, you can definitely play Dimir without the Thoughtbound Phantasm, and it's still great. Thoughtbound Phantasm does require a lot more build around, a lot more surveil, while Artful Takedown is just good by itself. So here, even though I would love to have a great Dimir deck with Thoughtbound Phantasm, I think I'll just take the Artful Takedown here. It's still a solid removal spell. There's a possibility we might end up in Golgari, and it requires us to splash for the Artful Takedown. So I'm just leaning my bets on a much safer pick. In regards, Artful Takedown is just a great card. Either way, I don't mind taking it. I would love to have the Thoughtbound Phantasm. This one's close, but let's do the Artful Takedown here. Okay, Dimir Spybug. So we were kind of punished for not taking the Thoughtbound Phantasm, but Takedown is definitely a good card regardless that I don't mind having in my deck. What else is there? Integrity and Invention, great card in Boros, is it? But it's not really what we want to play. Conclave Cavalier is a pure Selesnya card, but I don't think we're taking that. Burglar Rat is an excellent 2-drop. I'm definitely not taking over Dimir Spybug. What else? Some decent cards. Severed Strands. We pick up a lot of sacrifice fodder in a Golgari deck. But looking at this, looking at what we picked early, I think we just take the Spybug here and go from there. Pick up a lot more Surveil, and this will be a pretty insane Dimir deck. Get this going. Now what? Beanstorm Mage is not really a card that's too great. Only an aggressive is it. You do need to pick up a lot of Short Strikes and maybe maximize velocities and the one that makes you fly. Not a big fan of this card, but I don't think we're going to choose it. It's either, I guess, Devious Cover-Up or Radical Idea. It looks like our main color is black though, so I don't think we're heading to Izzet anytime soon. Piston Fist Cyclops I can only see in a pure Izzet aggro deck. Or, I mean, even Izzet control is fine, but usually you want to have a lot of spells and sorceries, and, I mean, I guess we can still play in Dimir, but it's still not at its best. So I'm looking at Devious Cover-Up and Radical Idea. Not a big fan of counter spells, but I think our first copy of Devious Cover-Up is good. If we can get 2 of these, we can prevent ourselves from decking, and we can, you know, basically, Dimir is a control archetype. It's not too aggressive, so it would fit this build. It would fit the Dimir archetype really well. I mean, I wouldn't mind Radical Idea. It's just a fine cantrip, a card that replaces itself. But at the end of the day, I think I like the Devious Cover-Up. All right. There's some cards here. There's Rhizome Lurcher, but given that we picked up 3 blue cards that are that fits our build, I don't think we want to play Rhizome Lurcher. It could be splashable, but requires a lot more cards to sacrifice. There is our first Wishcoin Crab that I don't hate taking. I like having one of these. 5 toughness is very good in this format because there are lots of things that do 4 damage, such as cards like Hypothesis and Artful Takedown. But I'm definitely looking at either Wishcoin Crab or Severed Strands here. Is there any reason why we might move into Izzet? Probably not. I think I'd just take the Wishcoin Crab and go from there. I think Dimir is kind of like what we're settling into. Maybe we could pick up an Izzet Gilgate later, splash maybe a Hypothesis, but I like the Wishcoin Crab. It's just a fine defensive blocker. Alright, if we stuck in Golgari, we had a Glowspore Shaman, which is pretty good in that deck. But I definitely don't want to play or splash for it. Second Wishcoin Crab is not at its best, but then again, Child Knight is just not a good 2-drop at all. It's pretty much basically filler. I guess we can take it if we don't get enough 2-drops, but for the most part, I don't think we're going to play it. I guess we can just take a second Wishcoin Crab just in case we don't have enough defense. I think I'm down for that. Here, nothing much. We have some Boros cards, Blade Instructor, Skyline Scout as an invasive attacker. Understanding Necrolith is not that great in Dimir. It's decent in Golgari with a lot of sacrifice fodder. I mean, with a lot of Burglar Rats and sacrifice fodder. But here, it's not looking like anything's good for us. I guess we can take the Undercity Necrolith in case we don't pick up a 4-drop. But playing a 4-mana 3/3 is still kind of bad. But most likely we won't be playing this, but I guess we take it because it just fits our deck, I guess. Okay, some cards here. I don't hate my first copy of Passwall Adept. I usually like to play one of these, not 2, just because it can close out the game, give us some evasion. There's also Disdainful Stroke, which I don't hate as well. Just a fine one of to have in the deck, just like Passwall Adept. Bars and Bats is okay. It's okay to have one of again. These are all just one of cards. Probably not the Severed Strands because we need more crap to sacrifice. So I like having a first copy of Passwall Adept, and just a fine blocker in the ground, the way to close out the late game. None of these cards are too good. Don't think I'm playing Moonmark Painter at all. I guess I can take the uncommon for the Vault. In real life, what would I just hate draft? I would just take out the Siege Worm, but I think I'm just going to take the uncommon for the Vault. Let's see here. There's an excellent Boros card, Skynet Legionnaire, going late in the pack. Generous Stray would have been great for going Golgari. Is there a chance we still might go Golgari? Let's say we cut the Diva's cover, double Wishwind Crab. I guess we're giving out on Dimir, Spybug, and Artful Takedown, which I don't want to do. It's still, I guess it's okay still having a Mefeg Vapors. Could be a way to counter Boros. The Surveil 2 could be quite useful. It's not really a main card. It's mostly a sideboard card, but I'm definitely taking over Barrier Bones, which doesn't do much. So, yeah. I guess we can take our first copy of Severed Strands, hopefully pick up some Burger Rats. This card is a good card if you have a lot of sacrifice fodder again. Works better on Golgari, but there's nothing else in the pack. We're not playing Vicious Rumor. That's literally unplayable in draft. Nothing here. I guess we take another common for the vault. Guess I'm taking Generous Stray. I mean, from the main board, let's see. It could be possible we drift to Dimir if we're not picking up. I mean, Golgari if we're not picking up Dimir cards. Okay, so next pack, what we're looking at, we need more Surveil. And you know, quality cards with Surveil, not just Mephitic Vapors. We need some maybe a more removal, some Deadly Visits, maybe a Price of Fame that we can utilize, more Surveil payoffs like Dark Blade Agents, and maybe another Dotbound Phantasm. But for now, our deck, first pick pack one is just very mediocre. Wasn't the best thing. The top cards are, again, Dimir, Spybug, Div, and Artful Takedown. That made us hedge towards Dimir, so hopefully next pack we pick up what we need. Okay, well that's disappointing. The best card in this pack is definitely Boros Challenger. Don't think I'm taking that. Chromatic Lantern, just a way to splash colors, but we can usually do that with enough gates going on. Capture Spear is decent, don't hate it as a fine removal spell in Dimir. It does kind of work awkward against cards like Prey Upon and Severed Strands, since they can sacrifice the creature to just kill it off, so then Capture Spear loses value. But it's still a removal spell regardless, and sometimes there's just annoying creatures that we need to take out, so definitely taking Capture Sphere here. Okay, now our Dimir Spybug. Oh, there's also Deadly Visit, which is great. But we are already looking to go Dimir. This is a hard choice, so let's take out Generous Stray. Maybe not this. Let's look at our creature count, mana curve. Probably not playing it not in Necrolis. It just doesn't fit our deck. Okay, so in terms of card quality, there's Dimir Spybug, again another Surveil payoff card. We didn't pick up much Surveil, but we can pick up more in the future. We have Deadly Visit as just an excellent removal card that surveils for 2. We do have 2 removal cards. Maybe Devious Cover could count kind of like a pseudo removal. Sever Strands. 2 drops are hard to find. If the Dimir Spybug gets a bunch of Surveil synergies, it can get out of control. I would definitely take Deadly Visit over Capture Sphere. Definitely gonna take Dimir Spybug over Burgle Rat. So it's between these two. I can see both of these cards being great. The question is which works better with our current configuration. We don't have a lot of creatures currently, so I think I'm hedging towards Dimir Spybug, and we can just pick up more Surveil cards later. Just having a flyer that can keep constantly growing is just very hard for the opponent to deal with. It is kind of bad in the late game because let's say you run out of Surveil cards, you do need more. It just becomes a 1/1 menace that kind of gets blanked. So maybe taking the Deadly Visit is the choice here. Having a removal spell that scries for 2. I mean, I don't hate any of them. I don't hate both of these. Let's see here. I think Vapors is mostly not going to make the cut. This is a very hard choice. I don't want this draft to go on for another 2 hours, so I need to make a second video, but it might be necessary. Guess I can just take the Deadly Visit. It's because Dimir Spybug, I would take the Deadly Visit over the Dimir Spybug, just because it's better in the late game. And we're looking mostly to play in the late game as Dimir. Dimir Spybug does give us a lot more consistency to play this as a 2-drop, but if this gets stranded in the late game, it doesn't do much, because you need to constantly keep growing it, and if we don't have enough Surveil anymore in our hand, then it's not going to proc off too well. So I think I'm just going to take the Deadly Visit here and go from there. Burglar Rat is just an excellent 2-drop. There's also Mustrake, which is decent, a 4 mana, 1/3 that cycles itself. Wouldn't mind having one Dowser. Best card in this pack is the True Fire Captain, but we can't play it. Definitely taking the Burglar Rat here. Works well with Severed Strands. Just a nice 2-for-1. Guess we can take our first copy of Dowser Lights. There's also Radical Idea, which works only best in an Izzet deck. Don't hate taking our first copy of Dowser. Just having a 5 toughness again is pretty good. There's Veil Shade, which can be a decent win condition, giving it evasion with Pass Wall Depth. But I like to have our first Dowser of Lights here, and I think I'm just going to take that. Okay, Deadweight is good. I think definitely taking Deadweight over our first copy of Disdainful Stroke. Necrotic Wound, of course, only works well in Golgari. We need to have a bunch of stuff in our graveyard. We're now looking to kill a bunch of our stuff in Dimir, so Deadweight makes sense here. Okay, we have our first, I mean, we finally have a Surveil card, besides Deadly Visit, and that's pretty much it. We need more Surveil, and Unexplained Disappearance is a pretty good card. You can use this to protect your own creature, pounce it back, or bounce back an opponent's creature and give you a Surveil trigger. Definitely gonna take it here over Bars and Bats or Dazzling Lights. Vivid Revival still in this pack. Not a good card, even in Golgari, because you need a bunch of multicolored stuff in your graveyard before this can trigger. And in Guilds of Ravnica, there's a lot of excellent cards that are just single color, so Unexplained Disappearance it is. Okay, another Deadly Visit, great, definitely taking over any of the other cards in this pack. Saw Removal Spell, allows us to Surveil for 2, great card overall. Okay, second Burglar Rat, I don't hate. Definitely gonna take it over second Dowser. Wouldn't hate one Dazzling Lights copy, but again, it doesn't necessarily kill a creature. It does work well getting rid of Death Touch creatures, but I think Burglar Rat has a higher upside. Plus, we're running Severed Strands that we just take it here. Don't think we're doing third Wishcoin Crab. I guess we take the Wall of Mist just in case we don't have enough 2 blockers. I don't think we're running double Mythic Vapors. That's just overkill, and none of these cards are really looking like we want to splash, so I guess we take the Wall. Again, none of these cards take the uncommon for the Vault. Fortunate late pack. Guess we're taking second Dowser out of all these other cards. Selective Snare, how about this card? Returning creature type. I mean, I don't hate it. You can maybe pay 2 mana to bounce a creature back to its owner's hands. It can target tokens as well. Works better as a sideboard card. I don't know about having double Dowser of Lights though. It can be kind of overkill since it costs too much, so I guess I can just take Selective Snare as a sideboard. Veil Shade, happy having 1 copy of these. Just a nice way to maybe close out the game, especially with Pass Wall Depths. Never playing Moonmark Painter, I guess I'm just taking it here. Oh, first copy of Bars and Bats, not bad. Having a nice 1 evasive threat. Nice to have 1 copy. Okay, so final pack, what we're looking for. Maybe some flyers, some Watchers in the Mist, maybe a City Watch Sphinx. In terms of removal, it's looking pretty decent. There's also Enhanced Surveillance, which a lot of top players, apparently they don't think it's necessary. Having a Surveil 2 or 1 is pretty much decent enough. The problem is that this is just 2 mana, do nothing. I mean, it could be okay. Prevents for decking, and I wouldn't mind another extra copy of Devious Cover-Up. Maybe a Disdainful Stroke as well, but I guess we can just take it here. Final pack, okay, there's a Beast Whisperer. This is great. I wish we started out with this. We could have made a great Golgari deck, but again, in this pack, there's Artful Takedown, which I do prefer over Capture Sphere. Just the ability to kill creatures off is what you need sometimes. Capture Sphere can be awkward around cards with, cards with activated abilities, and they end up getting sacrificed, and you don't get value off the Capture Sphere. There's also Lava Coil, which is great, that we can decide to splash for, but maybe just to have things consistent, a second Artful Takedown looks nice. think I'm just gonna take it here. Pick one, pack one is definitely the Beast Whisper, followed up by maybe Lava Coil, and then Luminous Bonds, then maybe Capture Sphere or Artful Takedown, but definitely the takedown here makes sense. Okay, happy with a disinformation campaign. We don't have a lot of Surveil going on, but this is still a fine card that makes you draw a card. 2 for 1, your opponent makes up this card. How much Surveil do we have? We have Unexplained Disappearance, Double Deadly Visit. Hopefully we can pick up a lot more. But I'm definitely taking this over Notion Rain. Notion Rain is pretty good, but not over Disinformation Campaign. And just playing this twice can be pretty awkward for your opponent. So I'm happy picking this up here. Okay, I'm happy with Dimir Informant. There's also Notion Rain. And let's see, we have to look at our creature count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're kind of lacking creatures, so maybe this Dimir Informant might be the pick here. We kind of have a hole at 3 maybe. Just a fine blocker allows us to Surveil for 2. We do have a lot of removal. Notion Rain does filter our deck, but I'm afraid we don't have enough early gamer blockers that can deal with like decks Boros that we're going to be in big trouble. And Dimir Informant is just a fine blocker itself. So I definitely think I'm going to take this over Notion Rain, just because we don't have a high creature count. Let me recount. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10 creatures. This is third pack, so we need to start picking up creatures here. And I think Dimir Informant makes sense. Otherwise, Notion Rain is definitely a better card, but I think I need that 3-drop blocker in this deck. Okay, there's a Guild Gate, I guess. Nothing else. Not playing Piston Fist Cyclops. Invert Event, even in Izzet deck, is only very mediocre. The invert part isn't used very much. The invent part is, you know, to draw 2 spells from your deck is still costs a lot of mana to play. So I guess I just take a Guild Gate here. Okay, guess we're taking another Bars and Bats. Could consider the Command of Storms, but we don't have any mana fixing right now. Hopefully there's another Dimir card near the end of the pack, because this deck looks very okay-ish, nothing too crazy or exciting. Definitely taking the Centipede here, decent 3-drop. Late Fine Broker. I'm happy with another Dimir Informant, just another 3-drop blocker that allows us to Surveil for 2. Works well again with Disinformation Campaign and Dimir Spybug. Definitely taking it here. Another Centipede. 3s are looking pretty stacked. Another Veil Shade. Don't think we're splashing for anything at this point. That's a late Flower Flourish. Nothing here. We just take this card. Okay, uncommon for the Vault, I guess. Okay, so this is looking like an okay Dimir deck. Definitely nothing too outrageous and crazy. I think he can still. I don't know if he can get to 7 wins. It can probably get to 5 or 6, but we'll see. We'll love 1 copy of the Shameful Stroke, but we didn't get, unfortunately. So it's 5. So it's 5 cuts here. Don't know if we want to cut a land. Again, our 5 drops don't look too high. We have a Dowser and 2 Deadly Visits. I can see myself cutting 1 Wishcoin Crab. Let's see our creature count here for a moment. 15 creatures. Okay, so it's fine cutting a Wishcoin Crab. Maybe we need 2 Bars and Bats just for a way to close out the game. Otherwise, we're not going to deal any damage or get any damage across. It's not a great way to not a great card. In fact, I mean, having 1 toughness for a 3 power attacker in the air is not great. In fact, maybe we can cut the Devious Cover-Up. We didn't pick up the 2nd copy. What else can we cut? Like the Pass Wall. I like the 2s. I think we can cut Enhanced Surveillance. Not really necessary. Severed Strands works well with the Burglar Rats. I could see it sacrificing maybe like yeah, the Burglar Rats for the most part. Don't hate it. Like having 1 copy of Wishcoin Crab. Liking the 4s, liking the double Dimir Informant. Think we can cut the Mythic Vapors, just too situational. Not really at its best unless you're playing against a Boros deck with a lot of 1 toughness. So I guess we can cut the Devious Cover Up. Yeah, it should be fine. Does prevent us from decking a little bit, but I'm better off with 2 copies. Dead Weight. Fine with this. I think I do like the Severed Strands deck. Could be fine. You can still sacrifice the Dimir Informants in the late game because they become a bit obsolete. Still fine blocker. Veil Shade is... Guess we can cut a Veil Shade. We could cut a land to try to propose a 16 land deck, but with Surveil going on, I think we can just we can just dump the lands into the graveyard regardless. So let's see. Our 3s are looking stacked, so we can cut a 3-drop. I definitely like the Dimir Informants. I guess we can cut a Veil Shade. It's fine having 1 copy. 2 can just be a little bit worse because I mean it gives you a way to mana sink in the late game closeout. I guess it could be either a Spinal Centipede or a Veil Shade. Maybe Spinal Centipede is a little bit worse. It does give us a counter on one of our creatures, but maybe Veil Shade has a little bit more upside just because you can pump in the late game, get some damage across the pass wall depth. So I think I'm just gonna cut the Spinal Centipede here. Let's think here. So I think this is our deck. So we can evaluate after our matches if we're winning or losing to see if we should replace the Bars and Bats for maybe the Spinal Centipede, or maybe we just cut a land. In fact, our curve does not look very high. Maybe that's okay, just cutting a land. What's our mana sinks? Veil Shade, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think I'm fine cutting a land, going 16. Don't want myself to be flooding here. So I think we can just cut a land here. 16 lander, Dimir deck. 18 black, 10 blue. So it looks like we're favoring black slightly more. 8, 9, 7, 8. I definitely don't want to go below 8 islands here, just because we want to cast our blue consistently. So I'm liking 8 blue sources and 9 black, and we can go from here. If we're getting mana screwed, I guess we can try to add a land and maybe just cut out again either a Spinal Centipede or Bars and Bats. But I think this should be okay here. Actually, let's relook at our deck. Maybe we need the 17 lands. Like our 4-drops look like it's there's a lot of 4s. And we need to land to cast them consistently. Wishcoin Crab. I mean, just Wishcoin Crab, double Bars and Bats. We might need a removal spell here and there, but let's just try it out for now. The reason why I'm kind of land is because I just hate the idea of getting mana screwed. I mean, mana flooded in the late game. Sure, there's Surveil going on, but it still happens. So I think I'm fine cutting off a land. Just having enough attacking creatures and things to block is very important against decks like Boros. I wish I had like 2 Darkblade agents or something too. Maybe having a Watcher and a Miss, but you never know what you're gonna get in the 2nd and 3rd packs. It's all random. So. Okay, liking this hand, Deadweight on 1, Dimir Informant on 3, get a 4th land, play Bars and Bats. Starting a swamp here. Okay, we have Unexplained Disappearance up, that's nice. So hopefully we can scry into Disinformation Campaign. I would love that card. Okay, deals 1 damage and I have to discard card. Definitely not discarding the land here. I think I need Bars and Bats and attack as an attacker. I want to play Dimir Informer on 3. I think I can cut the Unexplained Disappearance. Could be close. Like, I would love to have an attacker on 4. So maybe the Disappearance is fine. Okay, Barson. Roll around 2, but I think I'm just going to play the Informant here. Maybe Surveil for a land. I want to definitely play my 4-drops on curve. Okay, I like the swamp. Passwall Adept can be a way to close out the late game, so I don't hate it on top as well. Yeah, so this seems fine. Okay, so he's leaving 3 mana up. He doesn't have enough for a Sinister Sabotage because that's double blue. So I think I'm fine playing out the Barson Bats here. He could have a Whisper Agent, but regardless, it's not going to trade into my Dimir Informant. So I think I'm attacking here. Take the damage, then playing the Barson Bats here. He could have Dead Weight on his turn, but I need a evasive attacker to start getting in some damage. He has his own Barson Bats, but luckily we have Dead Weight, which is excellent. We can use this to take out the Barson Bats. I don't think I want Burglar Rat right now. I think I want to do it when he has less cards in his hand, just so he can play more of his stuff and we get more value off of that. So I think I like the Pass Wall Adept. Next turn we can activate if we draw a land and then play Burglar Rat. So. Dollar of Lights, okay, that's a reason why Pass Wall Adept is pretty decent here. Here, I think I'm just going to play the Burglar Rat, discard a card, play a land. Well, I could keep the land to play around Artful Takedown, but maybe the extra point of damage is important. So I'm going to play a land, activate Pass Wall Adept. I'm going to make Pass Wall Adept block, and then attack in for 4. I'm fine taking 4 from the opponent. I'm winning the race right now, so not too, it would suck if he has Deadly Vision on my bat. That would suck. Mark Painter is really not that scary. Guess I'm only taking, how much? Just taking 5. We're ahead on the race, so I think I can afford to take this. If he attacks with Moonmark Painter next turn, we can easily block the Dimir Informant. And would much rather make a card unblockable. I do like the Veil Shade. It goes well with our Pass Wall Adept, but I guess we're gonna miss a point of damage. But I think we still want to resolve. We could Artful Takedown and send in 3, 4, 5, 6, attack for 6, keep him back. But nah, maybe we can do better. The Veil Shade is just a nice card that we can mana sync to, and hopefully we'll just push 3 here. Okay, he could have a bounce spell, maybe Unexplained Disappearance. Okay, Dazzling Lights to Surveil for 2. So that kind of slows down our race, but we'll see what happens here. Maybe we can take another 4 next turn. Burning Mystic is a bit annoying, but luckily we have Pass Wall Adept to make the Veil Shade unblockable. Guess we take it. We can send it all next turn, and if he decides to block the with the Murmuring Mystic, we can easily activate Artful Takedown. It's 4 mana though, so I mean I can still pump Veil Shade, so I think we can attack with everything here. I'm fine attacking Burglar Rat because I do want to take out the Murmuring Mystic with the Artful Takedown. Yeah, definitely want to attack the Murmuring Mystic first. I'm going to cast Artful Takedown here. Let's see, we're going to tap down the Moonmark Painter, and then we're going to do -2, -4 to the Murmuring Mystic. And Pass Wall Adept can easily... I forgot to pump the Shade for a moment there. I forgot to get an extra damage in, but should be okay. Hopefully he doesn't have any removal spell for Barson Bats, because I really need this 3 damage across. Okay, so he has a Capture Spear. What we can do now is make the Veil Shade unblockable. Punch in for some damage. We can chump block with the Burglar Rat if he decides to attack, but I guess not. Okay, Capture Sphere is pretty decent here. I think I'm still going to make the Veil Shade unblockable. And we only have 3 mana up, so I mean, I guess I can make something else unblockable as well in attack. So I'm just going to make the... I don't think I want to... I think I'm just better off pumping the Veil Shade, actually, so... And then maybe close out next turn when I block the Rat, so... Looking good here. Hopefully he doesn't have a removal spell for the Veil Shade again. Alright, good game. Our first win out of the way. Pretty interesting opponent. So the 16 lands look pretty decent. We managed to play our, you know, all of our cards, and yeah, I think I'm happy with the 16 land count. Okay, those are facing against our first diamond rank opponent for today. Let's see how it goes. Burglar Rat on 2, excellent. Maybe draw a land, play Spinal Centipede, and the Bars and Pets. I can deal with this. Doesn't seem too bad. We just need to draw 2 lands to get this deck going, and our third land will just give us Spinal Centipede, so that's pretty nice. Nice card back, opponent. Okay, third land is up. I guess we can play a Burglar Rat and then Centipede next turn and say go. Wow, Inescapable Blaze. Looks like he might be playing a Boros deck. Maybe this was his finisher. Fire Urchin has just a decent mentor trigger for the opponent, but so we can Surveil for a land here. Otherwise, we can have Spinal Centipede as a fine card. Don't hate Surveiling for a land here, to be honest. I think that's what I'm going to do. Boros is usually the one... Oh man, I don't want to bomb any of these, but I think I'm bombed Dowser the Lights. It would suck passing off on Deadly Visit, but we really desperately need our 4-drop. Maybe we can take it here and hopefully top deck a land after the Deadly Visit, but I think I'm definitely keeping it. Dumping Dowser, that's really not necessary. It's just too high of a mana cost. So we're just gonna be playing defense against Boros here. Because Dimir is mostly the defensive deck, and we want to remain defensive for the most part. So just casting Spinal Centipede here, constantly taking 2 from the air. We might eventually have to Artful Takedown it. Healer's Hawk is annoying, another flyer. I mean, I guess it's fine trading off the Bars and Bats for it. I think I'm fine attacking Spinal Centipede as well. Okay, missing our land drops. This is not good. Guess we're taking 3 in the air from now on. Maybe next turn we draw a land, we can use Artful Takedown. Tap down the Healer's Hawk and kill off the Skynet Legionnaire. Order Goblin's not too good against performance, so we're lucky that he hasn't drawn any Mentor creatures yet. I guess we can use Unexplained Disappearance now. Let's see. Next turn we can use Unexplained Disappearance. Bounce Back is 2-drop and Surveil for a land. We can definitely do that. Don't think I want to attack with 3-2, it just trades 2-1 to the 2-1. I'm not really being the aggressor in this, so no attacks. Opponent's gonna move to combat. I'm just gonna cast Unexplained Disappearance. And we need our 4th land desperately now. Capture Spear is good, but I really think we need our 4th land. We already have 2 removal spells, so yeah, I'm fine bottom throwing this into the graveyard. Sucks that this has haste, because he's able to play another 3-drop and then play haste next turn. But I guess he's just going to go for this. Guess he missed a land drop too. Now this is pretty decent. Next turn on his pre-combat phase, I can tap down the Healer's Hawk and kill off the Sky Knight Legionnaire, and that's what I'm going to do. Or I can do it this turn. I could tap down the 2-1, kill the 2-2, and attack for 3. How relevant is that? Don't think we're racing him, so I think it's better off to just preserve our life total. So I'm fine using the Artful Takedown next turn. Okay, moving to combat. Yeah, definitely going to cast Artful Takedown here. Tapping the Healer's Hawk, taking out the Sky Knight in there. Maybe even Take Heart doesn't deal with this, so I think I'm happy with this. He missed a land drop as well. He's going for attack. He could have Sure Strike with this attack. So I think I'm fine blocking like this and this. I just don't want to take the damage. He could just have a spell. He's probably going to trigger onto the Ordinary Goblin, and then that's going to pump his Fire Urchins. Okay, should be fine. So what's a good card to put a counter into? I don't see Burglar Rat being that great. I think it's fine putting a counter on the Dimir Informant. He could have Sure Strike here. Okay, he has Sure Strike. That's a little bit annoying as well, but I guess we still... So none of these cards really block that well. I don't hate the Wishpoint Crab here. Would Artful Takedown be fine next turn? I think I just like the Wishpoint Crab. This is a fine blocker against the 2. I think I'm attacking with 1. Because I'm not looking to block the Burglar Rat. It would be nice if I picked up Severed Strands just to kill off the Burglar Rat. Boros Challenger is annoying. That's definitely a card I want to kill. For the meantime, he's just going to keep pinging me for 1 in the air. I think I'm leaving up mana. I think I'm going to tap down the Healer's Hawk next turn and kill off the Boros Challenger. And I think that's the play. Okay, that's annoying. I definitely don't. So I'm definitely going to minus 2, -4 on the Boros Challenger. And I think I'm going to tap down a 2-1 just to prevent more damage, because Intrusive Pack Beast is just going to tap down both of these cards. Oh man, that was wrong. That was a huge misplay. Oh my god. Yeah, I was supposed to kill off the Boros Challenger. I mean, you can still block, but it's going to give something Mentor, which is pretty annoying. Damn, that was a huge misplay. So what happens next? He's just going to pump the Boros Challenger, attack, maybe Mentor onto the Healer's Hawk, Mentor onto the Fire Urchin. We can block the 2-3 with the 2-5. 3-3 is going to get him for damage. We're going to take 2 lifelink hits. I think we need more blockers to gum up the ground. And I think we need our 5th land for the Deadly Visit, so I'm going to play the Mirror Informant here. Don't think I'm taking Gilgate. I like the Swamp, so I'm just going to dump it like this. Yeah, that was a huge misplay. Definitely going to cost me the game. I misread. I was supposed to kill off the Boros Challenger. Now this is going to get annoying. It's going to pump the Boros Challenger, and I think I might want to chump block the 3-3 here just to prevent damage. This is going here. Oh, so he's going to do on the flyer. That's pretty intelligent. So I think I'm blocking like this. Take 4 in the air. Then I can Deadly Visit the... oh, he probably has Take Heart right here, leaving me at 1. That's fine. Oh, Righteous Blow. Okay. He's still going to kill the Dimir Informant. Pretty annoying here. Don't think I'm winning this. That huge misplay was pretty bad. Definitely cost me the game. I can gum on the ground with blockers. The only way I can deal with the flyer is Deadly Visit, so yeah, it's a good game. We were missing our land drops, but I still think we keep it 16 lands. It was just unfortunate that we drew them all. What else? Deep's Cover Up. I think I'm still gonna go with this deck. We just ran across a Boros deck that was just curving and beating us out. So. Could play that better. I misread. Supposed to give -2, -4 to the Boros Challenger and tap another creature. But yeah, that was a huge misplay, and I should improve my playing. Okay, let's just keep this. Guess we're playing Guildgate first. Don't really see a reason to play that way. I do love Disinformation Campaign on 3. So once this procs off with the Surveil triggers, it's going to be absolutely excellent. Death card Distinct I can answer. I think I can just kill it off now. Burglar Rat does take out a card, but I don't think I'm going to answer this in... I don't want to keep taking 4 because I'm not going to chump block with the Burglar Rat. I think we just take it out now. Disinformation Campaign, and go from there. Okeron's annoying, okay. If I don't hate a Burglar Rat into it, I can take 1 from it. So, just play this Disinformation Campaign, draw a card, make a discard. This is very annoying for the opponent because I'm just going to play Burglar Rat next turn, keep up Unexplained Disappearance, maybe even get the Disinformation Campaign back. Golgari Fine-Broker is a bit annoying, but let's see, he has a Rhizome Lurcher in the grave. That could be pretty bad for us. That definitely deserves a Deadly Visit target. Let's think here. It looks like a good turn to actually use okay. I could play Burglar Rat, keep up Unexplained Disappearance. Don't see a need to. I think I like the Artful Takedown next turn. Just killing off the Golgari Fine-Broker and tapping down the creature. So the Okeron Assassin. Pump moves to combat. We're gonna cast Artful Takedown here. Hopefully he doesn't have any pump spells, but I'm really looking to kill the Golgari Fine-Broker and make sure we don't mess with this. Well, I mean that feels as Rhizome Lurcher, but we have Deadly Visits. It's gonna make a 4/4, but I eventually have to take that out. Okay, 2 Deadly Visits, pretty nice. Could play Burglar Rat into Unexplained Disappearance. Could Unexplained Disappearance, and then... No, just Deadly Visit, just looks nice here. Just play it out. Get back Disinformation Campaign. Do I want to pass Wall Adept? Let's see, next turn we're gonna maybe play Disinformation Campaign and just play Burglar Rat. Let's think here. I do want a double blue eventually. When we're ever gonna play Pass Wall Adept, it's a fine way to close out the game, however. Maybe I'd throw in a graveyard. Next turn is Disinformation Campaign and maybe just Burglar Rat. So we won't be playing the blue. I think I need to bar some bats to close out the game. Pass Wall Adept is... I mean, I could draw both. Next time I'm drawing it, then playing Disinformation Campaign to draw a card. So maybe, yeah, maybe Pass Wall... Nah, maybe it's fine not having it. Hopefully not another Rhizome Lurcher. Otherwise that could be a problem, but the opponent is running out of cards. The Revival is pretty annoying. Oh my god, wow. Opponent does a great job. So if he casts this Information Campaign, he's just going to dump the Rhizome Lurcher and draw it again. Is that fine? Gives us a card draw for a land. So I think we still do it. Okay. And I like the Burglar Round 2, make him discard another card. Could just discard a Rhizome Lurcher and get it back again with the Golgari Fine-Broker. I definitely want to save the Deadly Visit for the Golgari Finebroker. If he attacks, I'm definitely trading here. There's no reason why I wouldn't trade a 1-1 to a 1-1 Death Toucher. This makes sense. He's probably going to play the Rhizome Lurcher here and keep back the... Guess we can play Midnight Reaper next, and then we can Unexplained Disappearance when he attacks. Get back the Disinformation campaign and keep drawing from there. Don't hate it. Here I think I want another blue land on top for the next turn. Just so I can cast... Okay, that's good. Just so I can cast the Dimir Informant and Disinformation campaign. Don't want Deadly Visit because he's just gonna get back with Finebroker. That makes things worse. So I think we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna play Disinformation campaign first. I was thinking of surveilling first, but I think it's just better off to maybe just, yeah, surveil after, so I can keep bouncing this back. Don't hate Severed Strands. Seems pretty good with all these Dimir Informants. Definitely gonna keep it here. I can dump the second island in the graveyard. So. Definitely fine. So should I double block when he attacks? I don't hate it. I do get a card draw. But maybe it's better to just Sever Strands the turn after. So he's just going to play the Golgari Finebroker. Bring back the Assassin. So I think I'm fine taking 4 since he's... Guess I can play Disinformation campaign here. Not a bad card by itself. Let's think here. I could just play the Dimir Informant again. Forces all of his creatures to block. Could cast Severed Strands right now, get a card draw. But I think the Dimir Informant is good enough that we just do it. I like the Capture Sphere, which is a fine removal spell. It plays kind of bad against Severed Strands, but it's still something. Not going to attack here. So next turn we could just Capture Sphere and Severed Strands, which I don't hate. He's looking to use the Awkward Assassin to trade him to the 3-2. So here I don't hate the Severed Strands. We're gonna kill off the Rhizome Lurcher, sacrifice a Dimir Informant. This will allow us to draw a card as well. Definitely want to keep the Midnight Reaper. It can help us draw. How much are we looking at? We're looking at 15 cards left in the deck. Like, I don't hate the Capture Sphere. Could be fine though. Let's think. Maybe I can just trade off the Midnight Reaper because I might be decking myself a little bit too much here. So man, so I can, yeah, I think it's fine if I just develop a Bars of Bats. It does draw. Midnight Reaper does allow me to draw more cards later, but I don't want to deck myself and I have Disinformation campaign. So we're forced to block everything to the Awkward Assassin. He might as well attack because I'm forced to triple block this. Hopefully he doesn't have a pump spell. He could 2-for-1 me. Okay, he's definitely taking out the bats. I still draw a card, which is really good. Another Assassin. Okay, so this time I think I want to Capture Sphere, so It works a little bit awkward against Severed Strands, but I still think I do it. And Disinformation Campaign comes down. Maybe I should have left the Informant behind just to prevent 3 damage. So that was kind of a misplay. I should stop clicking a little bit too much. I don't hate the Dimir spy bug with the Deadly Visit. Just to clear a path for our attackers to eventually take him out. I guess it's Severed Strands. Oh, it's 2 green. So could be looking at Severed Strands Awkward Assassin. Okay, Fine is pretty annoying. I guess he's gonna have all the creatures back. I guess we just offer the attack now. I mean, there's also Artful Takedown I can use. Then just play a 3-drop. Don't hate it. I mean, I could Artful Takedown, kill off the assassin, push in for 3 or 4. Golgari Finebroker is a little bit of a nuisance. I mean, I could make him discard both cards, actually. I mean, Deadly Visit. Yeah, maybe I don't hate the Burglar Rat here. Just makes him discard a card. Not bad. The unattack of Midnight Reaper and offering to trade. Don't care if it dies. I can definitely see another card being much more valuable. I think I just pass here. Pre-combat, I think I'm just gonna cast Artful Takedown. Tapping down the assassin. Give this -2, -4. So I could play Dimir Spybug and Deadly Visit. I think that's fine. I mean, I could just play Deadly Visit in Disinformation Campaign to get the last card of his hand, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to play the Dimir Spybug because he can just attack next turn with the Oberon Assassin and get to trade. I like Veilshade as a fine finisher. I do like these 2 cards on top. I think I would prefer Bars and Bats next turn though. Let's get the last card of his hand. With attacks. Here he has to block, and I think I'm just gonna go all out on attack here. There's no point in holding back. I'm fine trading off with the Midnight Reaper just because it draws me a card and Oberon Assassin out the way. Okay, got a land. I guess now we can play our flyers to close out the game. I do like Veilshade here. Could tap a little bit more efficiently, but so be it. Guess it's lethal next turn if I decide to tap out for Shade. He could have Severed Strands. Okay, Prey Upon, okay. And this should be GG. No, actually one more turn for the opponent to top deck something. Just in case he had a second finality, I think I'm just gonna cast Dowser of Lights here. And just a Wishcoin Crab to follow up with that. Definitely an interesting game. Opponent had like a lot of recursion going on, so he could have definitely outvalued me. If it wasn't for disinformation campaign, I think he would have, he could have beaten me. But that's what you get when you draft a mythic uncommon. So here we go. 2 wins. We still have 5 more wins to hit the 7, but let's go. Let's see. Let's hopefully get this disinformation campaign on 3, and we win the game. Still fine. We're on a draw. Looks like a decent keep. Fine blocker in the early games, and hopefully we can get a 2-drop into a disinformation campaign. So he's playing white. Could be Selesnya or Boros. Looks like it's Boros. Healer's Hawk on 1 is very scary, especially with a a Boros Challenger on 2. Okay, double white. Luckily no Boros Challenger. 10th District Guard's okay. You can deal with it. Getting Mentor triggers onto Healer's Hawk is very scary, but I guess next turn we can put up a blocker. That being Dimir Informant. We could also try to trade off for Centipede. It does lose value because we don't have counters, but it really depends on what he's going to play. Okay, he's stuck on white. Luckily there's no red or green. Otherwise we totally get run over if it was Boros. Severed Strands, let's see. I think we just play the fluke here. I think I like the Dimir Informant just as a nice blocker, and it gives me a Surveil. And I think I need that 5th land for the Deadly Visits. I could bomb both lands and try to high roll and maybe in the next 2 turns draw a land, so that's still possible. Artful Takedown is great. I definitely want to cast that next turn. Don't know if I need a second Veil Shade. It's not a good blocker. It's only a fine offensive attacker in the late game with all the mana thing. So I think I'm fine getting rid of it. Dev Champion. Okay, so we're looking at a Selesnya deck. Definitely going to block here. He could have Righteous Blow, but we still get a card out of his hand. That's fine. Okay, so next turn, what we're looking at. Pre-combat, I think we're looking to cast Artful Takedown, tapping down a 2/2 and killing off the Dev Champion. He could still make a token out of it, so I could consider doing it on my main phase. I definitely don't want to capture Spirit because it's just going to, you can still use the activate ability. So I think it's reasonable to use it on his main phase. He could just play a land and activate and make a token, but I think I'm okay with that. Okay, he's definitely going to make a token in response once I kill it. So he's going to move to combat. Takedown's going to come down. Tapping the 2/2 and killing the Dev Champion. And in response he can make a 1/1, but that's okay. Only if he's attacking he may pump, but this is pre-combat, so this is a good kill. Alright. Nice to get that card away. Okay, another Artful Takedown. Do I really need to do it? I could just trade off a card here. Spinal Centipede trading off at 2/2. We could Artful Takedown, I guess. Again, I mean, we could Capture Sphere, in fact. Prevent 2 damage from coming in. It feels bad using Capture Sphere on a 2/2, however. I could just take 4 here and end of turn do it. It is a lot of damage, though. Maybe he plays a creature pre-combat. Okay, so pre-combat, I can... Yeah, I think Artful Takedown should be fine. I think I want to tap the 2/2, take down the Hawk. I think the Hawk is a lot more threatening. Fifth land allows us to play Deadly Visit. Parking on Patrol is... I think I would like to Capture Spirit. Actually, I could just Deadly Visit here. I don't hate it. Allows me to surveil and dig through my deck, which I think I'm going to do. Just because it's on curve and I can get the surveil. Okay, so what's the top 2? I like the dead weights. Don't think I need an island here. Yeah, let's keep the dead weight, take out the 2/2, and win from there. Opponent is running out of threats, I'm answering them. I like that. Okay, Golgari Raiders is a bit annoying, but I can still Capture Sphere and kill it off. And I think I want to do it on my, on this pre-combat. Or I can just play the Spinal Centipede, but I think it's better off using the Capture Sphere. Opponent goes to pre-combat. Flash and Capture Sphere and just tap down his 3. Well, hopefully he doesn't play any more big threats, otherwise it's just going to be... Play Instructor is decent, I can deal with that. Definitely don't mind trading off the Centipede for it. He's gonna make a 2/2 lifelinker, but that's fine. I can bounce back the token if he decides to attack. So he's going to attack, this is going to mentor into the 1/1, and I'm going to cast Unexplained Disappearance on the token just to kill it off. Seems pretty decent. We have one more Deadly Visit in this deck. There's a Gurfer Bow, which is pretty annoying, but that's fine. I can still bounce back the token. Opponent attacks. Alright, I think I'm just going to Unexplained Disappearance right now, just get rid of it. I like the Deadly Viz on top, definitely excellent. I think I'm going to play defense next turn. I'm not going to cast Deadly Viz on the 4/3, simply because he could have a bigger threat, and I can easily trade off these creatures here. I think I'm fine attacking the Spinal Centipede. I can just block with the Veil Shade, which I'm fine with. Actually, maybe that wasn't the right move. I should have just kept these 2 behind, because if he has removal for the 2/2, it's going to be pretty bad. I wouldn't mind picking up maybe a Burglar Rat now. So he has no mana up. Maybe it's fine to use Deadly Visit. I still have Severed Strands. I just want to dig through my deck and get my quality cards out. Don't hate the Midnight Reaper. It does draw me cards. Bars and Bats is a fine card to play on 3. What am I looking for, though? That's a good question. Maybe Midnight Reaper is fine. And I think I can play out my land. Like, if I'm trading off my creatures for his big creatures, that's annoying. That's just gonna get out of hand and keep making him creatures. So, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the Midnight Reaper here. This can keep generating 2/2 tokens, so that's why I want to kill this ASAP. I think I want to sacrifice the... let's see. I like having it on the Veil Shade, just to have it as an attacker. One's definitely playing high quality cards. God, I did not want to see another one of those cards, but... Guess I'm playing the Burglar Rat here. I think I'm attacking with both. Offer to trade with the Midnight Reaper. Because I need to keep getting in damage, and I'm fine trading this off into 2/2 because he can just keep generating creatures here. I'm not pumping because I want to drop the bars. So here we go. Next turn, he's just gonna keep generating 2/2s. I can keep attacking with the Veil Shade and the Bartisan Bats, so don't hate it. And I do want to drop the Dimir Informant, so I have 6 mana up. I can pump it. Yep. Move the damage. Pump it once. I think I can only pump it once because I want to drop the Dimir Informant, so. Okay. Move the damage. The Mirror Informant comes down. Definitely like the Pass Wall Depth. Can make something unblockable. We can get in for a lot of damage. Definitely looks nice here. Definitely gonna keep it. The Dev Champion can be annoying. Okay. However, we can still chump block with Burglar Rat. He can give a trample, however. But I think we can still close out the game. Here, I think I'm gonna... I can attack with everything. What happens? He's gonna block the 3/2 with the 2/2. He definitely needs to block the Veil Shade, otherwise it's lethal. So I think I'm just gonna send in everyone here. The 3/3 is gonna get across. It's gonna be a 6 damage. He's gonna trade the 2/2 for the 3/2. 3. Let's see, blocks a 1-drop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it's lethal if he doesn't block the Veil Shade. Okay, he's blocking there. God darn it. This might have been a misplay. I mean, I do get a draw card, I lose a life, but he also has trample next turn with the Dev Champion. Yeah, I forgot he could generate a token, which kind of sucks. I think I'm just gonna play the Pass Wall Depth. I think I can still survive off the Ledev Champion if he decides to make a bunch of tokens. But I can definitely win the game next turn. Let's see attacks with the Ledev Champion here. And I block. Oh, okay, nice, good game. Okay, looking 3-1. Let's get those wins. Alright, let's see. Alright, I think this is definitely a keep here. 2-drop and a 3-drop. Just looking solid. Nice blockers and hopefully draw into something good. Alright. So, maybe I would like the Dimir Informant on 3 just to get our 4th land drop for the Bars and Bats. Like, Veil Shade's only good in the late game. Doesn't really accomplish much in the early game. It's not a good blocker. It's just a fine win con. Happy having a Passwall Adept. So now I might reconsider. The Mirror Informant's still fine though. Find us some playables. I could just cast the Veil Shade, of course, but it doesn't seem to be a good attacker for Fresh Fish Recruit. Yeah, I could use another blocker. Let's do it. I like this information campaign. I wish I played it. This makes me wish I played Veil Shade instead, but I didn't know I was going to draw it in 2 turns, so definitely dumping the land here and keeping information campaign on top. And I might just play it next turn. I'm not looking to be aggressive. I guess I attack for 1 here. The 1/4 is still a fine blocker against the Fresh. Our Fresh Face Recruit. So it's good to keep both blockers behind now. I can play on Curve. I don't hate it. I don't think I need to activate this information campaign just right now. I think it's better if he has less cards in his hand. Definitely no attacks here. Definitely like the disinformation campaign into maybe a land, so I can use Unexplained Disappearance. Guess not. Should I attack? Boros is the more aggressive beatdown side. I'm getting in 3 damage, he's getting in 2. Could be okay. He doesn't really have any 1 toughness, 1 power creatures to mentor on anyways. He's just going to deal 2 here. I can afford to double block, double Fresh Face Recruit. With Burglar Rat and Unexplained Disappearance and Disinformation Campaign, the opponent is going to definitely lose a bunch of cards. Legion Guildmage is a bit annoying. Guess we can still double block it, don't hate it. Don't think I'm casting Unexplained Disappearance yet. I think I'm just fine playing the Burglar Rat, making him discard. Casting a Veil Shade. And I think I'm happy attacking in for 3. Legion Guildmage can be annoying. He can keep tapping down my flyer and pushing him for 2 damage, but I do have Veil Shade, which can keep getting in damage as well. So he's probably going to hold the Guild Mage back to tap down my Flyer. That's okay. Guess I can offer an attack with the Veil Shade. If he decides to double block, I can easily 2-for-1 him by trading off for 2 creatures. And I'm fine trading off for part healing control as well. So I think that's going to resolve. Boots attacks. I think I'm fine pumping it once. He could double block, which is fine. I like to kill off both these fresh face recruits. He could have a combat trick here, so I'm just going to pump once and see what happens. If he has a combat trick, I'm definitely going to cast Unexplained Disappearance. With the damage. Take heart, okay. So I'm definitely going to cast Unexplained Disappearance onto the part healing control. Don't think I need another land, even though I could double spell. Well, maybe it's fine. I can cast Disinformation Campaign and a 3-drop next turn, so I think it's fine keeping land. Let's play Disinformation Campaign and get the last card off his hand. Play land. Those attacks. Hammer Dropper we can trade off. It is pretty annoying if he can I think I'm gonna attack here. Could just Capture Sphere, to be honest. And I think that just might be the right play. But let's attack first. Capture Sphere, I can make something unblockable as well. So yeah, let's just do this. Let's make this bounce MP unblockable. Attacking for 6. So let's say his Hammer Dropper attacks next turn. What happens, he's going to give a fresh face recruit into a 3-2, which is still annoying. It can't get past the Dimir Informant, however. I think it's fine using Capture Sphere and a Hammer Dropper. Awesome. Alright, we're about to hit Platinum Tier 1. Let's see, we still need to come up with a name. Of course, just Dimir. What's a nice name for this deck? Dimir Visit? I have no idea. Sure. I'll just GRN 2020. 2019 actually. Okay, yep. Alright, guess we're playing against our first mythic opponent. So let's see, it's definitely not going to be an easy battle. I do like this hand. I think on the draw, Dimir, Informant, Artful Takedown, Bars and Bats is pretty nice. So I think I'm just going to keep here. Guess he's playing black. Could be Dimir, Golgari. Most likely Dimir, but we'll see. Pilfering Imp. More of a Golgari card. Not really. Don't think it's really that excellent, to be honest, but we'll see. You could just sacrifice it. We'll see. You could just get rid of our Dowser of Lights, which would be pretty annoying. I like this information campaign, and I think I'm just going to play it first. I might take a little bit more damage, but I think it's worth playing here, just so his Pilfering Imp doesn't kill it. Doesn't remove it from my hand. Loftless Giant is fine. Taking 4 here, maybe just gonna... I could just cast Artful Takedown this back. Maybe that's just a play. Definitely gonna play land here. Don't hate Artful Takedown. Could tap down the Spinal Centipede and kill a Darkblade Agent. If I use Dimir Informant, he's definitely gonna sacrifice the Imp and remove the Disinformation campaign. Otherwise, I can just use Bars and Bats to trade, but I think it's fine. Alright, pre-combat. Definitely gonna cast Artful Takedown here. Tapping down Spinal Centipede, taking out the Darkblade Agents. You could have a counter spell, which would suck. Actually, no, he needs double blue for Sinister set. Well, he could have Devious Cover Up. Forgot about that, but so it could be better for me to just play the Bars and Bats, offer to trade on the Darkblade Agent. We'll see. Okay, that's fine. I think that was a good play from us. I think I want to cast Dimir Informant with 6 mana up, just so I like Dowser of Lights, just so I can cast both Dimir Informant and this information campaign on the same turn. Don't want the Pilfering Imp to keep killing my creatures. He's splashing for Hypothesis. A Loftless Giant is just a huge mana sink. He doesn't have enough mana for Deadly Visit. He's kind of screwed on lands. So I guess he needs to just keep attacking the Pilfering Imp. Guess it's Severed Strands. Okay, that's fine. Puts a counter on the Agent. So I guess I can play Bars and Bats now to maybe trade for it. I mean, there's also Wishcoin Crab, just as a fine defensive blocker. Bars and Bats can trade for it, don't hate it. Otherwise, what is there? There's Dimir, Informant, and Passwall Adept. Maybe the Wishcoin Crab is just fine as a blocker, don't hate it. Because if he answers the Bars and Bats with like, what's that, the 1 mana enchantment that gives something -2/-2, then that can be a huge problem. Okay, taking 1 in the air. I don't mind using Deadwind and Pilfering Imp too if I grab it. Okay, Dimir Spy Boat looks really good. But I don't want to play on the turn that he's going to cast. Well, he could have Counterspell mana up, I forgot, so can play around that. That's fine. I think I'm going to play Whipveil Shade. Keep taking 1 in the air. Once this grows by 1, it can keep stonewalling the Pilfering Imp. Temperature Insight for 2, that's a good card. He's definitely going to have a lot of playables now. fine taking one in the air again. I don't think it's worth trading off for a Pilfering Imp. Hopefully I draw on land next turn because I really want to do cast Disinformation Campaign and Dimir Informant in the same turn. Okay, so he has land up. So he's keeping all his mana up. He could just be, again just be keeping Chemister's Insight mana up. I mean, he could have a counter spell. There's still a lot of possibilities. Train Bars and Bats for a flyer. Maybe I should just play around a counter spell. I'm gonna go for Bars and Bats here. It's most likely if I played Dimir Informant and Disinformation Campaign, he has a counter spell. Mana up. So, yeah, so he's definitely has a counter spell. We have to let that resolve. So shuffle all those cards back into his deck. If he plays Lawless Giant, we pretty much lose the game. So, no attacks here. Hopefully he doesn't have another counter spell because I'm looking to play the Dimir Informant into Disinformation Campaign. So he could just have a second counter spell at this point. So I could just play it safe and try to play another Barson's Bats. And I think that could be okay. I could just start going off with the Dimir Informant. So I play. If I play the Dimir Informant, I have a 2/2 that can potentially block off the 1/1. His Disinformation Campaign gets back into my hand. I cast it. He counters it. Regardless, I think I have to play it. I think I like the Bars and Bats more. I think I'm keeping the Dimir Informant to double spell next turn as well. Resolves. I should have made something unblockable and gotten for 2. This way I could at least like attack, but I guess I can keep Veil Shade behind to block the Whisper Agent. It's a possibility. Okay. Yeah, Chemistry Insight is a very good card. Opponent was mana screwed and then he managed to draw these cards already. It's pretty insane. Now he's splashing red, maybe for Command of Storms or Hypothesizal. Maybe it's another counterspell mana up. That's just way too much mana to keep up. Guess I can deadweight the Pilfering Imp now. Don't hate it. Start getting it in the air. Okay, resolves. I don't know if I should play the Dimir Informant. I think it's fine. But he's looking to keep up counterspell for Disinformation Campaign, but I think it's fine playing this out. I don't think I played Disinformation Campaign just because I do like the Deadly Visits. I'll keep that on top. I don't know about the Veil Shade. The Veil Shade could be fine, actually. It gives me a nice late game mana sink. This triggers. And I think I might as well play a Disinformation Campaign. It does feel bad getting it countered, but at the end of the day, I don't want my Deadly Visit being countered, so I'm just gonna play it. Okay, he's jumpstarting Radical Idea. He could have Sinister Sabotage. Okay, so it does resolve. Excellent. So we're gonna move the attacks, attacking the flyers. Hopefully he doesn't burglar rat me next turn. That would suck. Maybe I don't mind trading off Veil Shade for a 3/2 as well, maybe. Just because I have another one following up, and I couldn't just use Pass Wall Adept to, you know. I would love to have a double block on the Whisper Agent with the Wishcoin Crab and go from there. Opponent's playing a lot of Izzet cards. This is a Golgari card. These two are Izzets. This is more of a Golgari, but it's still playable in Dimir. This is more of a Dimir card. Could be playable in Control Izzet, but okay. I think that's gonna earn my Deadly Visit. That's for sure. This card can really get out of hand, so I'm fine casting Deadly Visit on it. So let's go for it. I think I have the ground gummed up that I don't really care too much about. You could have Disdainful Stroke, which would suck. Okay, no resolves, excellent. Capture Sphere I like. Don't know about Burglar Rat. Sure, I get a card out of his hand, but I don't think that's necessary at this point. It seems kind of weak. This triggers, gain back Disinformation Campaign. Could still pump the Shade if he decides to attack with the 4/3. So let's move on to attacks. Hopefully he doesn't get Lawless Giant eventually, because I think that'll kill me. Lawless Giant, there's only how many? 2 minions onto the graveyard, so hopefully he doesn't have a crap ton of removal, and I can just finish him from 29 life. He's splashing for Wee Dragonauts, so definitely an interesting Grixis deck. Definitely playing a lot more black cards. I have 10 damage next turn if I decide to make Veil Shade unblockable and pump twice, so that's a possibility. Looks like he's just gonna keep his mana up. He might just have a counter spell. At this point, I think it's fine getting my Disinformation Campaign countered. Let's think. So if I decide to Capture Sphere here, how much mana do I have left? I have 3 mana to make something unblockable. I could just Disinformation Campaign and play a Capture Sphere, which is possible. I think I'm going to start with Disinformation Campaign. Could get countered. At this point, I think it's fine. You could just play a bunch of Radical Ideas. Hypothesis comes down. Okay, he's going to draw 2, deal 4 damage to something. Yep, I guess it resolves. Now, is there a reason for me to flash and Capture Sphere? That's another good question. Let's think. If I flash and Capture Sphere, I think I can hold on to it. I think I might hold on to land as well. I mean, I guess I can make Shade unblockable and attack. I could just use the mana to develop another Shade, which I don't hate. Yeah, I think I'll just develop another Shade here. Keep getting him for 3. It might be lethal next turn, let's see. If I make Shade unblockable, that's going to be 3 mana, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can pump it twice. It's still not going to be lethal though. There's 1 damage off lethal, but I think I can make it unblockable to send in everyone. If I send in everyone, what happens? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still 7 damage. I could use the Capture Sphere. He's going to double block the Shade, so that could be a little bit problematic. But I don't want to give him all this time just to draw his Lothlith Giant and win the game. That could be a problematic thing. Like next turn, I can make the 2/2 unblockable and attack in for 7, leave him at 1. To attempt to send everything in. It's a little bit risky if he's keeping all his mana up. I might as well just... Okay, hopefully it doesn't shock me to death. There's a Dimir Informant that I can play, which I don't hate. I mean, it's lethal next turn regardless, but let's just move the damage here. It's lethal next turn anyways, so if I make the Veil Shade unblockable, he just has too much mana up for me to make an all-out attack. I think I'm just going to attack in with the Bars and Bats. Okay, Artful Takedown's a bit annoying. I guess we allow that to resolve. Okay, sure. Okay, I guess he has an answer to my flyer. So I can make something unblockable. Then I can attack for 2. Then play the Dimir Informant. So if I make something unblockable, attacking for 4, the next turn is lethal. I don't hate it. Maybe I can leave mana up. I think it's fine. Maybe I can just attack for 2 here. It's not a big deal. Attack for 2, and I'm fine playing a second Dimir Informant. Actually, I could have pumped it once. That was a little bit of misplay. Okay, hopefully it doesn't have Lothless Giants. Don't think I need a Swamp. Don't think I need a Burglar Rat at this point. Let's see, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm fine with 8 mana. Could have left him at 5. It's lethal next turn if he has no way to deal with my flyer, and I'm able to pass wall that pump once and attack. Okay, Radical Idea comes down. Okay, he discards a Lothless Giant, because I don't think he can lethal me. He was looking at his graveyard to see if he could nuke me from there. This video is already at 1:45, so I have 15 minutes to record this until a second video comes up. Dotbound Phantasm isn't scary. It's going to take him a lot more cards to grow it. Big Vapors, okay, sure. That takes out our flyer. That kind of sucks, but affects his side as well. And there's a pass wall depth I can easily I actually like the disinformation campaign here. Let's think here. So he's probably gonna just radical idea end of turn. What I can do is I can make the 2/2 unblockable. Let's think here. 4, 5 mana, 6. It's still not lethal if I make it unblockable. So I think I'm just gonna play disinformation campaign here. Should be fine. He has no way to radical idea if he decides to discard. So this is pretty nice. I guess I want to keep pushing in damage now. So we're going to make the Veil Shield unblockable. Attacking for 3. Next turn should be lethal unless something happens. I'm looking to... I have enough blockers for all these creatures. He's probably just going to radical idea. Unless he has an answer to Pass Wall of Death, I don't really see him winning this game. Really close game though by the opponent. Opponent needs to radical idea into something that'll win him the game. Maybe he has removal spell for the Pass Wall of Death. This was a close game actually. He managed to get my life total down pretty low, but I managed to stabilize and take him down from I think 22 or 23 health, I forgot. But definitely a pretty solid game. Okay, I guess the opponent just AFK. He is hovering over my creatures. So maybe he does have an answer to Pass Wall of Death. He's thinking hard here. He's thinking if he wants a radical idea, but okay, he probably has an answer. He's definitely hovering over it. He could have Severed Strands. Okay, I guess Artful Takedown. He's probably gonna go for lethal here. He's thinking if he wants to attack. I guess he's not. Here I can Unexplained Disappearance. Here I can flash and Capture Sphere. Doesn't look too bad. Definitely want to tap down the Whisper Agent. I guess now I can cast Unexplained Disappearance. And I might as well do it on the Thought-Bound Madness. I think it's lethal here. So it's lethal if I completely attack out. Let's see, I don't think there's any one mana trick that will cause him to win the game here. Yeah, I think it's lethal. I don't think I'm gonna pump. I can double pump. He could. Yeah, I think I should double pump here. Let's see, I could just Disinformation Campaign and draw a card. I could double pump to preserve it. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, alright, the opponent scoops it up. Alright, excellent. So I have 10 minutes left in this video. I think I'm gonna just start another second video here, just in case the game doesn't close out. And I'll see you guys in part 2 of this draft.